U.S. cuts military aid to Ukraine due to congressional stalemate. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has said that the U.S. leadership has decided to significantly reduce the supply of military equipment to Ukraine due to the deadlock in Congress. By now, the Pentagon has only $5.5 billion left at its disposal for the supply of ammunition and military equipment to the AFU. President Biden's request that the Pentagon should be given another $60 billion for emergency support for Ukraine was rejected by congressmen. This forced the U.S. Defense Ministry to reduce the number of arms deliveries to Ukraine by several times in order to stretch them over time until the normalization of relations between the Biden administration and congressmen. Let me remind you that earlier this week, congressmen refused to allocate any funds to support Ukraine and decided to urgently help Israel by allocating $14.3 billion from the U.S. budget for this purpose. President Biden was angered by this initiative and said that he would veto financial aid to Israel until the congressmen agreed on the need to provide military assistance to Ukraine. Until that happens, the Pentagon will supply the AFU with weapons in small batches worth $125 million each under the federal program Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. According to Karine Jean-Pierre, this is better than nothing. The Ukrainian AFU Commander-in-Chief, Valery Zaluzhnyi, said that the deadlocked stage of the military conflict with Russia was wearing Ukraine down. The Ukrainian army can get out of the deadlock only by gaining technological superiority over the Russian army. However, for this to happen, Western countries must agree to the need to transfer advanced weapons to the Ukrainian armed forces. Commenting on Zaluzhny's words, Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that the military conflict in Ukraine had not reached a deadlock. The Russian army is not at war with the Ukrainian army, but is consistently fulfilling its intended goals during the special military operation. Meanwhile, the head of the tax committee of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, Daniil Hymantsev, said that Kyiv critically needs to attract $9.5 billion in financial aid from abroad by the end of this year to solve urgent problems, including to pay salaries to public sector employees and the military, as well as to help the poor. According to the National Bank of Ukraine, the state budget deficit will rise to 29% of GDP this year due to the increase in defense spending.